guys, Tim Wilson UK here, and welcome back to the golf club and another real course review. Today you can see in the top right hand corner we're doing the club at Bulls Bay, or as per the website it's commonly known as Bulls Bay Golf Club. So just to give you a little bit of insight as to the club, or what the club is and what the club's all about, the website says it's truly a one-of-a-kind club experience. Amid windswept savannahs and centuries-old live oaks lies a course that entwines the ultimate in atmosphere and course design. In the tradition of MacKenzie, Mike Strantz created an extraordinary layout that thrills each and every round. Couple the area's best golf experience with our well-appointed clubhouse, exciting and expansive member social calendar, and the ranch, a state-of-the-art golf learning facility. Bulls Bay offers the premier club experience in all the Lowcountry. Situated minutes from downtown Charleston, South Carolina. So that just gives you a little bit of information. There's not an awful lot of detail on the website, but I did have a look on TGC Tours just to have a look at the description that was put on there, just to make sure I had the right golf, or the right golf course, because there is a Bulls Bay Golf Club in Wales, in Anglesey, but this one is the Charleston one in South Carolina. So let's jump straight into the round. It took a fair while to load up, so I would imagine there's a fair amount of detail. While we're waiting for the course to load up, guys, thank you very much for the support on this particular list, this particular playlist, the real course reviews on my channel. We've had some decent numbers on the actual playlist, so thank you very much for that support. Also, if you want to check out other course reviews, and you're watching this one at this point in time, and you want to check out some of the others, I'm almost up near 10 now. I think this is either number 8 or number 9. I'll need to have a quick look, but yeah, check out the other courses that I've done on there. There have been some really good ones, and there have been some very average ones, so feel free to check that out. And if you do enjoy the video, please feel free to like the video and leave any comments and suggestions for other real courses that I can review. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do that. Let's have a quick look at the overhead here. I just saw the flyby while I was chatting there, or the flyover while I was chatting there, and this looks a really interesting course. Now obviously this is set in a very lowland savanna landscape, so we do expect an awful lot of sand, an awful lot of water, because I think the lowlands of savannah, I think there's quite a lot of sort of marshy, swampy areas. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not from the US, I'm not from that area of the US either, but this hole looks pretty interesting. If you take it from the tee box, it's a fairly straight hole as the crow flies, but obviously you can't play as the crow flies here because you'll end up in the rough. It's going to be a fairly long par 4 to start with because of the fact that we've got this wind. Got driver in hand, so that's good. So this is going to play really long for a par 4, especially an opening hole playing into the wind. Get it into the fairway, and we're still going to have over 200 yards to the flag, and I think we've got some water behind the hole here, but it's not going to come into play. Still got 218 yards. I like the way the layout is so far. My first impressions are really good. It's going to be a tough play with the wind, but I'm trying to really not take that into consideration. I've massively underhit that, 91%, but hopefully, I don't know what the run on these greens are like, but that should roll up quite nicely. I'm tending to think here these greens are fast, because if I'd have hit that at 100%, the likelihood is that would have gone off the back of the green, but that has almost done a complete 180 and is coming back down the green. Yeah, it sort of hit that hollow there, because this is still 1 foot uphill. Where is the hole? There's the hole there. It's going both ways, so it's going to shoot left to start with, and then it's going to go right. It is uphill. I'm going to move it a little bit to the left. This is a tough putt, and this is for birdie, so as long as I can get this fairly close. Let's have a look. 167, so these are medium fast greens. Let's get it up the rise. It should start moving now. That's a pretty good attempt from that distance with those movements on the green, and that should be a tap-in putt. That's quite a difficult green actually, because there's quite a lot of movement on there. Plus you've got the shadows of the trees, which always makes it tough. That's a par to start with, and we then drop straight into a 550-yard par 5. Let's have a look at the overhead here. We've got the cart paths in there, which is always good. Let's zoom out. Ooh, this is a nice looking hole. So we've got this big sort of bunker-esque, trees in bunkers, water. Got this big sort of bunker on the left hand side here, so I would imagine that's going to be my landing zone. So this is, I would imagine we're going to be playing into that sort of area there. If the wind's behind, I would imagine you could go over the trees and try and land over here. Let's zoom out again. And then the green is tucked all the way down in this bottom left hand corner. This is a tough hole. This is a really tough hole. We don't want to be going up that hill there, because then it will leave us a downhill putt. Got 11 mile an hour wind, so yeah, we're playing into this first sort of wider section of fairway here, which is still going to leave us a really long shot into the green. But because we're changing direction, the wind is going to be from right to left on this next shot. Yeah, so right to left, and I don't think we are going to be able to get there. But we may very well be able to run this ball up fairly close to the green. Got a 3-wood, we don't want to end up in the drink. That's the... oh no. Right, it looks like we've still got broadcast going here. Let's have a quick look, see if we've got the broadcast still going. Yeah, broadcast is still going, so for some reason... yeah, for some reason that was very strange, so excuse the hiccup there. It should have kept that shot. Hopefully it's kept that shot. Let's see if we can get straight back into this round. May take a little while to load up. It looked like we are still broadcasting. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we're still broadcasting, which is good. Okay, we're just waiting for it to load up here. I said it did take a little while to load the course to start with. For those of you that want to watch some other videos on my channel, I am also doing the weekly TGC tournament. I'm on the web.com tour, so feel free to check that out. That's an unusual shot. He didn't even move his club. Alright, so it's kept the shot there, which is fantastic, because it was a fairly decent strike. The wind's dropped down a bit as well, which is pretty good. And that is bang on what I need for a flop shot. In fact, I'm going to take a little off that because the wind is a little behind, but this should get nice and close if we hit it sweetly. That will do nicely, and that should be the first birdie of the round. That's a nice hole. I really like that hole, especially for a second hole, because it keeps you really interested in the course. It's not too long a par 5, but it's got its own challenges with the wind and the water and the bunkers. And we go straight into a fairly short par 3. Let's have a look at this one from the top. That's a really interesting water design. I haven't seen anybody create anything like that in the past. It's like a little pond, and it's on a raised level, but it's got like a bunker around the outside of it. So really strange, but you know, really interesting. Something different, something you don't see every day, which is always good in this game, just to have a little bit of variation. See if we can get this up on the green. Got a 10 mile an hour wind. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ooh, almost an ace. See if we can put this on the left edge. Should be able to get this in for a birdie. Yep, that's a birdie. So 2 under par. Fairly straightforward par 3. Not an awful lot of bother there. Oh man, that is so nice. Look at that for a hole. Absolutely incredible. Wow, that has got to be one of the nicest looking golf holes I've seen created in this game so far. Really, really good. Let's have a look at that from the air because that's something to behold. So we got all of these sort of marshlands, lowland area here. I'm not sure whether you'd actually have a lighthouse on that or whether it's actually on the coast. Looks like we got some kind of river there or lake, but look at this for a golf hole. That's incredible. Really, really well made. So impressed with this so far, as you can probably tell. Get the driver out. Let's see if we can bang it over this water. Okay, yeah, we should be able to get over there. Make sure we get 100%. Don't want to be coming up short on this shot. Got a lot of wind behind, so this should safely be in the short stuff. It is. Should be 300 yards. It is again. It's going to leave about 130 to the front, even less, 116. Now we've got the wind behind and from the right. I'm going to take a bit off of this. The ball's below my feet. Let's see if this gets close. It's okay, it needs to check up, which it should do with this club. Is it going to check up enough? No, it's going to roll off. Only just long there. See if we can get this to stop. 9 yards. Come on, check. Ooh, I thought that was going to be way too long to start with, but it did check up nicely. Should be able to tap that in for a par. Yep, move on. Another really nice hole here. Moving down the side of this, excuse me, moving down the side of this lake. A fairly short par 4 again. We've got the wind behind us. Let's have a look at it from the air. Fairly straightforward. Got this huge bunker down the right hand side, and then it sort of takes over down the left hand side here. Let's have a look at this green. Looks like we've got 2 levels to this green. We've got an uphill section here, and it also rolls off to the right, so we need to get it up over there and then it should roll off to the left hand side. Let's see if we can get this down the fairway a fair chunk. Be good to get this about 300 yards. Nice strike. It's heading towards 300 yards. 280, 290. It's going to be bang on about 300 yards. Don't run off the fairway. Yep, 300 yards on the button. So let's see if we can get this a bit closer this time. So we want to get this. I want to land it about, probably about there, because it's going to roll off in this direction. So 118, 120 with the change in elevation, but we've got the wind behind. Came up a little long last time. And let's see where this goes. The ball is below my feet, so I'm going to move it over a bit. See if that did move off to the right. Hopefully it's right of the flag. It's not, it's left, but if it checks up nicely, did check up, but still not enough. That's still too long. Right, tough little putt here, 17 feet, always a dodgy distance. Is it going to move too much? Is it not going to move enough? It moved too much. But should be able to pick up the par. Whoops. And on to hole number 6. So we're absolutely pasting through these holes, guys. And now we've got an, oh wow, look at this one, 628. That's not the longest one. Look at hole number 10, 640 yards. So anything over 600 yards is going to be pretty much impossible to reach in to, unless you've got the wind howling from behind, which we haven't got here. So this is just about hitting the fairways. Didn't have a look at the hole, sorry about that. Let's have another look. Let's have a look at the hole when we get down on this shot here. It's a long par 5. I was just keen to get on it. Let's zoom all the way out. So So, whoops, didn't want to do that. Let's move back a bit. So the tee box was, keep moving that the wrong way. Where was the tee box? That's the green. There's the trees. I think the tee box is further back, but I don't think that can come out anymore. But that's we played out to here. Zoom out again, and then we're going to go all the way down here. We've got a slight dog leg to the left here, and then it straightens out, and we've got a fairly long green, but it all slopes towards that bunker. So we'll have a look at that on our third shot, because we're not going to even get remotely close on our second. Another good strike. Everything sort of from here on it, everything's going down towards that bunker. So let's have a quick look at this. Yeah, so if you zoom into here, you can see everything's moving down to the left-hand side when we get near the flag. So we've got 111 yards, sorry, 115 yards, almost 120. That wind is coming in very slightly from into our face, but a lot of movement here. 11 mile an hour. I'm going to try and get this close to the flag. Wind's pushing that back in now. Look at that, that's almost bang on. A little bit long, but it's on for 3. It will give us a birdie chance. It's going to be a good 25-30 feet away though. 18 feet, so not too bad, but it's all downhill when it gets near the hole, so I don't want to go too far past the hole. Yeah, it's going to start to really whip across now, and I want it to stop because that is downhill there. It's going to leave me about 4 feet. And that's quite a difficult hole. Unless you get that third shot right bang on the money, that's quite a difficult hole to birdie. Got 3 pars on the bounce now. Got a fairly short par 3 as par 3s go. It's 188 yards. Let's have a look at it from the top. Some really nice barrier work around the edge of this fairway here. Or I call it a fairway, but around the edge of the green area. Got this wooded section. This is really, really nice. Got a lot of green to play with here. Pins right in the back, and the green flows down towards the hole. So let's see if we can get this close. Once again, got a howling wind into my face here. Take a little bit off of that. That wind's blowing that back in now. You can see it should hold it up a little. Is that too much? It's too much. And it didn't stop either. So that was still too much club. Greens are quite hard. Let's see if we can get this close. Now we've got the wind with us. I want to be a little bit careful here. That's too big. Way too big. Oh no, this is going to be a horrible shot coming back now. Terrible, terrible, terrible flop shot that was. 14 feet uphill. And we've missed it on the low side. So that's a bogey on a par 3. So this is a tough hole. If you don't get it close, it's a tough hole. So that's a bogey. That takes us back to 1 under. I always like to try and get a round with no red numbers on the scorecard, but that was badly, really badly played. Poorly played. We've got a very, very short par 4 here now, but it looks like it's really tight. We've got trees on the right hand side, and I would imagine, let's zoom out here, this is going to be, yeah, this is a dog leg to the right, which with those trees there, it's going to prove really difficult to get close. We've got the wind to help us, but we've got that bunker there as well, so this is going to be a really difficult hole. I should be able to get over this tree. I want to try and get into that area on the right hand side there, but I need to be really careful here. I've got the wind. Oh no, oh, it carried the tree, and it carried that tree, and it's going to bounce into the fairway. Is it going to run out the other side? No, it's not. I think I was fortunate on a lot of counts there, a hell of a lot. It went through 2 trees there. So we've got 81 yards, plus 4, we got 85 yards with the wind behind. Ooh, this is a difficult one to judge, to be honest with you. I just want to get this on the green. It's on, and it should stop fairly quickly. These greens are very firm, but they're not incredibly fast, if that makes sense. Uphill 26 feet. I've been coming up a little shy on these. Not a little shy, but I've been coming up low. And again, I'm lower than the hole. So I'm not quite allowing enough. They're not far off, but that picks up a par. And we head into the last hole on the opening 9, which is another really short par 4. So let's see what challenges this one brings. So we've got an incredible amount of bunkers on this one. I don't think they're more I think they're more landscape. If we think about the bunkers that are in play on this hole, it's this one here on the left hand side. We've then got this one here on the right, and then we've got the one just shy of the green, and then the little one just in front of the green. All this other stuff wouldn't really come into play on this hole. Got the wind behind us, so we expect to be hitting this. It's an 11-mile-an-hour wind as well, so I expect to be hitting this 315 yards with an 11-mile-an-hour wind. Let's see what we get. We got a nice straight strike, 100%. Oh, it's uphill, so it's going to hold it up a little. 308 yards, which should leave us. Yeah, we've got 66 yards plus 5, 71 yards. But we've got the wind behind, and it's getting these to stop. That's the difficult stuff. So that's 66. I'm going to play it there. I'm going to move it over a little bit because the ball's slightly below my feet. And let's see if we can get this to check up. The tough thing with this is that the green is elevated. It needs to stop. See, the greens are very, very firm. That's going to roll almost out of the green. The wind doesn't have that much of an effect on these, but it's just the firmness of the green, especially when you're playing up to a elevated surface. They come in very, very shallow. It's not turning as much as I want it to. Ooh, and it rolled past a few feet as well. Let's put it on the left edge. 3 feet. So that's the first 9 in the bag. What's my opening 9 impressions? I love the course. It's got its own challenges. You see, I haven't had it all my own way. A couple of early birdies, but a bogey on hole number 7, which is the par 3. Course is created really well. There's some really well thought out holes. I mean, if it's really like that, especially hole number 8, I really like that dog leg to the right that's really cut off, the view's cut off with the trees, so it's a very much a risk reward hole. The landscaping is beautiful. I think it was hole number 4, hole number 5, the ones that went down the side of the river or the lake on the right hand side. That marshland is created so fantastically well. Beautiful course. So far my impressions are this course is on for a very, very good score. I mean, look at that. That is just absolutely fabulous. What do we got here? This is that really, really long par 5, 641 yards. Massive, but look at the time and effort that's been put into this. It's really, really good. Let's go down this hole. There's not a lot of trouble here, not unless you end up down in this sort of area where you've got that deep bunker or that deep sandy area. Really small green at the end though. Let's have a quick look at this. 630 yards away, pin right in the front, so we want to make sure that we've got a really short shot into that green, which I would imagine we would do. Wind slightly behind, looks like we're downhill off the tee, so we should be able to get 280, 290 yards here. In fact, if we catch this hill, it's going to be over 300. Yep, 310, 11, 12. Excuse me. So the ball's going to be below my feet, but we're not going to get there anyway. So we need to make sure we get this in the middle of the fairway. So let's just adjust for the wind. Coming back, we want to leave ourselves a sub 100 yard shot. which it looks like we are going to do. We've got 61 yards. Now, these balls haven't been checking up as much as what I thought they would. So I'm going to play this 55-yard sand wedge, and I'm hoping it's going to check up near the flag, but that means I'm allowing for 6 yards worth of roll, so that's 18 feet. Let's see what happens. It didn't quite hit the green, so I'm never going to get the amount of check that I want, and it kicked off to the left. But it's left me with a 13-foot putt. That's okay. I probably hit that a bit hard. I need it to hit the hole, and that's my birdie. I thought I'd hit it too hard to start with. That's a good way to start the back nine. Let's head into hole number 11. Ooh, we got a lot of water on the right-hand side here, so let's have a quick look at this hole, and the wind's blowing that way. So all the way down the right, we got this this bunker that's protecting the fairway and also the water. So you really need to be playing this out onto the left-hand side. The right-hand side would be the ideal side for the angle on the flag, especially in the pin location that we're playing today. But because of the wind and because of those bunkers and that water, I'm going to be playing all the way out towards the left here. Let that wind bring it right back into the middle of the fairway. And the fairway angle is taking it back towards the right. See, we still ended up fairly close to that water. Got 157 to the flag here. 8-mile-an-hour wind. Slightly downhill. I'm going to try and get this near the flag. Don't know why I say that, because I always try and get every shot near the flag, but I want to try and get this close, because I found that with these greens you want to try and get it as close as possible, because see, that's still going to roll on. And we're going to hit this downhill slope here now, and that could even roll all the way to the fringe. That's going to leave me with an absolutely monstrous putt, and it's going to be hugely uphill. So we've got 54 feet and we've got it 1 foot uphill. So this is going to be, and it's going 1, 2, 3, 4 different directions. So these are the holes, excuse me, where you just hit the ball, hope you get it close to the hole and hit it dead straight, because there's too many direction changes to try and compensate for. Have we got enough to get it up the slope? It looks like we have, and it's going to be pin high, so that is pretty good from that distance. And as you can see, it didn't move that much. The first few slopes, obviously, or the first few variations left and right, you're hitting through that purely because of the pace of the ball. Okay, we've got a beautiful par 3 here. We've got a lot of water. We've got a bunker surrounding the entire front of the green and also the left. Let's have a look at the slopes. What do we got here? Alright, so anything left of the flag, it's going to roll down and off the green potentially. I want to try and be getting it into that area there and getting it to stop. But we've got a 12-mile-an-hour wind into this green. That's going to be horrible trying to get that close to the flag. Wow, this is going to be a incredibly difficult shot. So even though it's only 166 yards, you see, I took so much off of that, but it's still going to roll out of the green. It's so difficult when you've got all that wind to try and get that to stay on the green, especially when the green's sort of almost at 90 degrees, if that makes sense. So you've got no green to play with. You're hitting into the side of the green. It's so difficult to try and get it to stop. Let's see if we can flop. Let's see if we can do better than the last par 3 we played. The last one was pretty damn shocking. That's better. Oh, it stopped up just shy, but that's okay. Tap it in for a par and move on. Thought that was going to go in for a start. Alright, we've got another long par 5 here, 538 yards. Let's have a look at this from the air. Zoom all the way out here. Come on. There we go. Alright, so it's protected by water all the way down the right hand side. It looks like this stream runs all the way down. It does run all the way down. Let's see if we can spin this round. Yeah, and then the green is tucked away in this little corner here, and we've got trees guarding it on the left and the right. So that means that you can't probably have a go at it from the fairway. What a beautiful looking green. Okay, this course is, I've got to say, this is absolutely stunning and really difficult as well. It's a tough course. There is no getting away from that. I've actually just shanked that a little bit, which means that this is going to be a really, really difficult shot into the green. Or do we take this on? Because we're going to have to go over the trees. 276 yards. Now this is about being out of position, and I think in order to try and maintain the score, I am going to be playing smart here. And I'm going to be taking on a little bit of this corner, not a lot. The wind is going to blow this back into the right. I've got it over the tree. And it's dropped down into the fairway. And it's going to give me a nice little shot over this this stream. We've got 83 yards. Now this is about right. Got wind and all sorts of, oh man, this is so difficult to try and hit this. It's going to go up so high, it hasn't got that far to go, so I'm hoping, yeah, it's still going to be long. Stop. Yeah, it's run out of run out of green. I think I'm going to putt this. We are downhill, moving from left to right. 18, it's about 18 feet. Need to get this rolling, and I'll need it to stop now. Don't roll too far past. That was for my birdie. Put it on the right edge, and we pick up the par. So that's okay. That is one hell of a tough hole. That hole reminds me of one at Celtic Manor, actually, on the 2010 course. This is a long par 3. Let's have a look at this. Right, so we've got these hills on the right hand side. If you go long, you can't go too far out the back, that's okay. Guarded by the really serious, they're almost pot bunkers here. I mean, look at the faces on that bunker and that bunker there. What have we got on the green? Let's have a quick look. Let's pull that back again. Let's move up to the green. Looks like we've got a false front there. The pin is in the back of the green, so it gives us some green to play with. But it looks like it's moving a few different ways again, so it's going to be difficult. This is definitely the club. I'm hoping the wind's going to bring it back in, but not too much. That's still going to be long, I think. It's rolling uphill. It's rolling uphill. Ooh, still ran out of fairway there. Let's see if I can get this to stop. 8 yards. Let's see if I can get this close. It's okay. Just picking up the pars on these par 3s. They're so difficult. I don't think have I got a birdie? I've got a birdie on one par 3 early on. Yeah, the third hole I got a par 3 on. I bogeyed the next par 3. I parred this hole number 12 and hole number 14. So a bit of a mixed bag on the par 3s. Let's move on to the 15th hole. Got a bit of humps and bumps on this hole. Look at that for intricacies of that sort of bunker slash grassland area there. We've got the lake on the right hand side with a huge bunk, or shoreland. I don't know, I don't think it's bunker, I think it's probably shoreland. Let's zoom all the way out, let's move down the hole. Once again, really, really well thought out par 4. Pins right tucked in the right hand side of the green there. So we need to make sure and the wind's blowing the completely wrong way to where I want it to be, but I need to make sure I get this on the left-hand side of this fairway. The good thing is that it looks like it's a shared fairway. Let's zoom out again here. Come on. Yeah, it joins up with another fairway. It's not really shared. It joins up with another fairway. We need to make sure it's on the left-hand side. That wind should really start swinging that out to the left now, which it is doing. I need to make sure I can see that flag. 300 yards. Going to be about 115 into this flag, I think. 123. But that's why I needed to be on the left-hand side. If we'd have been on the right-hand side, we would have been playing over this tree. I'm going to play over it anyway, but we've got a very, very lofted club. And I'm going to try and play with this club here purely because of the fact that I've been going long of late. So I'm going to try and use this club and try and bring it in short. Ooh, I pushed it. I'm hoping the wind's going to help. It's still going to come up. Oh no, it hit that bank. There's a bank on the front of the green and I wasn't quite over the bank and I've lost connection again. What is going on tonight? And it connects again. So we're going to take a couple of minutes for this to reload up. I'll have a sip of me cup of tea. As you guys know, when I do these real course reviews, I always have a cup of tea that I'm drinking while I'm playing. Make this a nice relaxing exercise. This is the only thing. I mean, obviously when you have a game where you've got no load times in between holes, is that you do have the added disadvantage of the extremely long load time to get the entire game loaded up, and especially one where all the time and effort's being put into all these little intricacies on the game. Bunkers, cart paths, water, you know, bulrushes or bushes or whatever you might want to call them. It does take quite a while to load up, but that was pretty quick actually, so hopefully we don't fall out or drop out again before the end of this round. It's 30, let's bring this marker back in a bit. How do we do that? Let's have a look. That's alright, so at 18 feet it's 9 inches uphill, so we've got a fair amount of uphill here. Take it back up to the 40 that it was at. It's fairly straight, so we've got 9 inches uphill, so I need to make sure I get this to the flag. It's on its way. Just didn't quite hit it. Probably wouldn't have gone in. It would have been on the right hand edge of the hole. But that's a par, and that's a really nice hole. I thoroughly enjoyed that one as well, and I've said that about a few holes on this course, which is good. It's always good. Let's have a quick look at this one from the air. So we've got the cart path that takes us from the tee box, takes us round the lake to the fairway. Not a lot of problems on the fairway unless you're massively left or right, so we've got a fairly wide open fairway. But the problem comes is when you're trying to play into this green. It's guarded by these bunkers in the front left hand side, especially with the pin in the position that it is in today, and it looks like the green is all flowing off to the left hand side, so there's a slight runoff area there on the left hand side which helps, doesn't just drop into rough. But I want to try and be as close as I can to the right hand side of this fairway, so I'm playing down the length of the green as opposed to playing into a very shallow angle. That should roll down to the right hand side. Ball's definitely going to be below my feet on this shot. Yeah, it's below my feet. Ooh, that's about as much of an angle on this as I'm going to get. 158, 155, we've got 7 on that, is 163. Can I afford to come up a little short? A little, not a lot. Let's see what happens here. going to be short, but it's not even going to be short enough. Oh, I really needed to hit the flag there, and I've still run out of I run out of green. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm not that upset with that shot. 8 yards. These short flop shots are really tough. It's probably a little shy, but it's okay. It's going to leave me 2 feet, 3 feet at the most. There, 4 feet. Stick it on the left edge. Pop it in for par. We move on. 2 holes to go. This back nine's flown past. Another really nice hole. I would love to see this course on one of the TGC tours. It may or may not have been already. I don't know. I haven't played this course before. This is the first time I've played this one. Let's have a look at this par 3. Another long par 3. Sort of sits on a mound, so if you're off to the left or the right, you're either going to end up in rough or you're going to end up in sand. The good thing is we're playing into the length of the green. The pin's right in the heart of the green on the left-hand side. Say right in the heart, it's right in the middle of the green, the length of the green on the left-hand side. The good thing is we're playing in from the left on this one. The distance is difficult though. I'm going to take quite a bit off of this and try and run it up to the flag. Hopefully the wind brings it in enough. It's just picked up to 10 miles an hour, so it might bring it in too much. Still going to be a bit long. Wow, it's going to be a lot long. Look at that. Still 195, 196, 197. And it's downhill, so this is going to be a toughie to slow down. That is barely moving off to the right, but it is moving, so I need to allow for that. And I'm just going to get this going and hope it runs down to the flag. That stopped about 7 feet shy. 5 feet, but not a lot of movement here. I misjudged that first putt, so that's my own fault, but I managed to pick up a par. Yeah, as I was saying, I would love to see this on the tour. I think this would be really challenging for a lot of players. Real risk-reward course, this one. Let's zoom out here and have a quick look at this one. Beautiful par 4 to finish off. We've got this marshland here to play over to start with. Playing into a fairly narrow section. Unless we can drive this area here, we've got the wind behind us, so we want to be driving into this sort of area here. It's a fairly short par 4, so we may even be driving up to this area here, but when you start playing into this kind of shot, you may run out of fairway, so you don't want to be in that bunker if we're playing that long. And then it looks like we're playing up to an elevated green. So let's see where this wind's going to take us. Yep, right into the heart of this sort of bulbous area of the fairway. Got a good strike on that one, so we should be able to really push this a long way. Almost 300 I would have thought. 300 on the nose, 301. So 108 to the flag, but we got 113 with the elevation change, and we got a nice wide green here to aim at. Got the wind coming in from the left. 113. Let's see if we can get this right up near the flag. It'd be good to get one right near the flag to end. Get it to stop. Oh no, it's going to be long again. Wow, I don't think I've been on the green or stayed on the green for many holes on this this course. You really have to come up way short on this course. 6 yards, another short flop shot here. And once again, almost dropped it in the hole. Let's just pop this in for par and get to the review screen. That's 18 holes in the bag, 2 under par. Not a lot to speak of on that back nine. 1 birdie on the first hole and then 8 pars. Wow. Consistent if nothing else. Excuse me, let's go on to the next screen. And here we have the review screen. So, I have been overly critical of some of the courses I've played in this series. I think this course, apart from the last one that I played, which was the Blue Devil, I think it was, this has got to be one of my favourite courses. I gave the Blue Devil a 9 out of 10. Let's have a quick look. and it was bang on 9 out of 10. I'm going to give this, this is my new highest rating. I'm going to give this, if that's a 9.5, I'm going to give this a 9.3 out of 10. So that's the new highest rated course. It's the club at Bulls Bay. It's in Charleston, South Carolina. Be sure to check this course out, guys, and play it, because it is a fabulous course to play. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Feel free to leave any comments and suggestions in the box below. And if you haven't as yet subscribed to my channel, feel free to do that with the button in the bottom right hand corner. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you soon.